A couple of weeks ago, I ran into a problem where I want to switch from an Obsidian emoticon plugin that has this little headphones to the Windows, and I can just show you the Windows full stop method and finding headphones, because I just found this little toolbar or emoji toolbar to be much more handy than to click Control P and go to the emoji add-in in Obsidian the whole time. So what I want to do is I want to change all of these past entries for podcasts that I listen to from this symbol to the new one. And I do not want to do it manually. So my chosen method of swapping text, swapping icons, swapping emoticons, basically swapping anything that you want to bulk change is Visual Studio. So how we'll do that is we'll open up a new browser and we'll just look for Visual Studio. And if you go to the first one, it is how you make software. We're going to take this Visual Studio code, the blue one, and you're going to say download, and for me it's Windows 64. So when it is downloading, you can install it and just follow along. You can just accept everything. I've already downloaded it, so I'm not going to do it again, but you can see that it starts to download bottom left and then open when done, and then just going to follow along with the instructions. And there might be some things that you don't want to sign up to. So if you want to be a little bit more careful of, hey, I don't want this type of advertising or something like that, I'm not really sure how the process is. Let's see if I can maybe run again, accept, next. So yeah, let's just go through and I'll cancel it on the last step. Additional icons, do you want to create? Yes, no. I would recommend the other settings. So add path, require shell restart. That type of settings to remain the same. And yeah, then install. I'm not going to install again. Yes. So once it's installed, you can open it up either through the icon or going to start and typing Visual Studio Code, and then pops up this nice little bad boy for yourself. And you don't have to worry about any of the code. Let's just start with a blank page. So next thing we want to do is we want to navigate to where our Obsidian stores its files. So for me, it's on Google Drive, and I can easily find it in my file navigation. Yeah, so I just want to point to this folder location, and what we're going to do then is we're going to go to the top left and we're going to say open folder, and then we're just going to open up our Obsidian folder. So mine is Obsidian study. So I'm just going to say study, open study for me, please. Cool. Now you can see it's a similar folder-like tree structure that you have in Obsidian. You can see when you go to files, it has a similar structure to this. Almost, well, it is exactly the same structure. And what you can do now is you can go to edit, and you can say find and replace. So find files, replace in files, we want replace. And before we get there, let's just go back, and we want to actually find and replace within a specific folder. So I have a couple of templates that might look for the header icon, which I don't want to change, but now that I think about it, I actually do want to change all instances of that headphones, even in the data view queries. What I mean by that is I have a data view query, and this data view query is looking for headphones. So I'm going to change everything to these headphones that you can look at in the edit source mode as well, to the new Windows dot icon. Okay, so as an example, you can change anything that you want to. Let's say you want to change all instance of podcast to podcasts with the S at the end. That is also something you can do. So it's very quick to do. So I'm just going to place in files, and now I think about it, before you want to do something like this, I would recommend you make a copy and save your vault somewhere else in case something breaks, in case you made a mistake, because this is something you can't undo. You can't revert back to, so just be careful. And we're going to say we want to find this headphones, and then it starts picking up. You can see it's still thinking, but it picks up all the instances where it picks up that text. So what I did is I took this text, which is the emoticon plugin that I have, which you won't probably have, but it's this emoji toolbar, I think. And I want to take that, but when I go to reading mode, it pops up as an actual image. So just to give you a more clear example, in editing mode, it just says this text, but in reading mode, it knows to interpret that text as a little icon. So what we want to do is we want to replace this with this. Great. So in order for VS Code to pick it up, you're going to copy this code. You're going to go to the edit, replace in files. What are you looking for? We're looking for that text. And what do we want to replace it with? We want to replace it with, this works, this icon. And then it gives you a preview of what it's going to change. So if you're happy with this preview, which I am, it's cool. You can ask or specify which files you want to exclude from this place action that you're going to do. But for me, I think I'm happy. Then you're going to go to the right hand side with this little icon, and it says replace all instead of replacing one by one. So holding thumbs, let's replace all. Gives you replace 78 occurrences across 57 files with, let's do it. And then starts running through. And once there's nothing left, you are done. So you can see that is quite powerful, especially for somebody like me that like to change up my PKM structure and not be hindered by it, not be afraid of making changes, because I can make the changes in bulk. So if I go back to my Obsidian, you can see that that FAS code is not there anymore. It's replaced by the headphones. And when I go to, when I go to reading mode, let's just take this out. I can see that in my daily notes as well, where I specified, in that specific note where I specified I listened to the Huberman podcast, Tools to Improve Your Focus and Concentration. Great, it updated there as well. I just made a bulk change to everything in my vault. And I think that is quite powerful. I think it is worth noting that this one did not change. So it might be because it's the first time I'm seeing that. It might be because I highlighted it and the change did not reflect back into the actual note, or it can't detect headings. Okay, well, let's try that again. So let's go to edit, let's replace in files, and let's look for this, and let's click away. Okay, so that was just me highlighting it. So if you're highlighting it and you haven't clicked to the new row, and what I found is how Obsidian updates rows is typically if you're busy on a row, you're editing it, but as soon as you press enter to the next row, then it pushes through the changes. So that's actually good to know. That's why we love making mistakes, because we learn from them. So we just replaced that one, and we can see we have 3 headsets now. Jeez, we're getting rich. But this is just an example. I hope you can see that you can do it with whatever you want. Just be careful. Make a copy of your vault if you're not 100% sure of what you're doing, because you may break a lot of things in your vault. And in order to not have a frustrating Sunday, just make copies. Make copies like once a week, because eventually you'll find a plugin or something that you're playing around with that breaks your entire vault, and you do not want to lose information. You've been working so hard to set everything up. Just like once a week, just make a copy. Make a copy. All right, strength and honor upon your kin. If you want more videos like this, consider buying me a coffee, a link in the description, and that would help me stay caffeinated and pumping these videos out at a more regular basis. But cheers, gangsters. Have a good one.